Hello everyone, welcome back to our Complete Web Plus HANA course on Srijan Institute and Training Center YouTube channel. So till now we have discussed the various concepts of our data dictionary, which was our very first chapter of this course, and we have seen a lot of topics. Now in this video we are going to see the concept of lock object. Now just take a day-to-day life example. Suppose whenever you are going outside of your house, what you usually do, you lock your house so that if any unauthorized user is coming to your house, he will not have the access to go into your house. So to remove the authorization so that others cannot do any unwanted activity in your house, what you are doing there, you are locking your house. So what is the purpose of lock object? The purpose of lock object is to achieve synchronization. This is a very important technical concept. That what is the meaning of synchronization here? If multiple users want to change the same data at the same time, then at a time only one user can change the data. This concept is known as synchronization. Just relate it and take it an example. In our HANA database, suppose two users are changing the same data at the same time. Then my HANA will be confused whose data to be saved. Suppose I am saving data x is equal to 5 and another user is saving x is equal to 7. So at the same time my compiler is going to be confused that whose data is to save. So to avoid that problem, what SAP did, it came up with a concept of synchronization, that if multiple users want to change the same data at the same time, then at a time only one user can change the data, and this concept is known as synchronization. To understand it, let's open our employee table in SM30. So if I am opening my employee table here, employee tab, and I am clicking on maintain button, so it will open in change mode. Now I will go to SM30 again and I will try to open the same table in change mode. Then let's see what it is going to happen. This is my table, and when I will click on maintain button, I am going to get a pop-up message. Just wait for a second. Yeah, the data is locked by user Amrit01 and cannot be displayed only and can be displayed only. Do you want to display locked data? So what it is saying me that I can display this data, but I cannot change this data because in the backend one screen has been already opened by user Amrit01, so which is me. So only at a time only one user will be able to change data. You cannot open the same screen in change mode on multiple sessions. So this is how SAP is going to achieve the synchronization. So suppose in any custom table, multiple users are changing the data at the same time and there is no synchronization among them. Then in that scenario, what it is going to happen? There will be a consistency of data as system will be confused whose data to save. That is why synchronization is very essential in real world, and it is an important thing to understand for us in SAP that at a time only one user can change the same records. At a time only one user can change the same records. Now how to see the lock entries? Here what I can see is that it is giving me a pop-up screen that this data is logged by user Amrit01. So where I can see the log entries. So for that SAP has given us a very dedicated transaction code which is SM12. SM12 is the transaction code to see the log entries of our SAP. So if you want to see any your log entry, what you can do, you will go to SM12, give the name of the user and click on list. And you can see here we have one log entries for my table which is employee table. Then we have this log argument, and we can also see there the log mode is X. It is one of type of log mode which we are going to see in this very video. So SM12 is the transaction code where we can see our log entries. Now whatever the records that you are going to see in the log entry, that it will be coming from the NQ server. NQ server is a temporary storage in our SAP application layer, where all the log entries are stored. So log entries are temporary storage, temporary entries, and they are never going to get stored in any database table. It will always come from the NQ server. What is a NQ server? NQ server is a temporary storage on your application layer which is going to store the log entries. And when you will go to SM12 transaction code, whatever the log entries that you are going to see there, it will come from the NQ server. Now before creating any log object, there is a prerequisite that the name of the log object will always start with the prefix e. Whatever the name that you are going to write there, it will always start with this prefix e. And whenever we want to create any customized log object, the name must start with ez or ey, because you already know for any custom database object, whenever we are going to create, the name should always start with either z or y. And since the prefix e is mandatory for log object, the name of your customized log object will always start with ez or ey. Now you have clearly seen here the log mode of this particular SM30 transaction code here is E. Now what are these log modes? So there are basically three kinds of log modes that we are going to see in our SAP. The first one will be read log, then the second one will be write log, and the third one is going to be enhanced write log. This read log is also known as shared log, and the default value of this read log is going to be S. So whenever you are going to implement this read log, the default value of the read log is going to be S. And in case of read log, what you are going to see, other users can display the data, but they cannot change the data. They will be only able to see the contents of the data, but they will not be able to change it. Then we have the second kind of log, which is write log. Write log is also known as exclusive log. And the default value of write log is going to be E. Here you can see the default value is E. Now go to this particular session and you can see here the log mode is E. So which kind of log has been applied to our table when we are opening through SM30? Write log. So in case of write log, other users can display and change the data. In case of write log, other users cannot display and change the data, but there is a difference between write log and enhanced write log. They are same, there nothing is different between them, but there is only a single difference. In case of enhanced write log, other users will be also not able to display and change the data. Additionally, it further protects the access of same transaction code. You cannot access the same transaction code again once you have accessed it. So write log can be requested several times from the same transaction code, but enhanced write log cannot be requested for multiple times. It can only be requested only once from the same transaction code and cannot be processed successively. What you are going to see here, the default value of enhanced write log will be X, and it is also known as exclusive log without cumulation. So your enhanced write log is also known as exclusive log without cumulation. Now let's start with the creation part. How we are going to create our log object. So for that, let's take a requirement. Suppose I want to change the department of any particular employee ID. So once I will implement this particular code for my log object, what I am going to see that other user will not be able to change the department of the employee ID on which my log has been applied. Alright, so for that I will go to SE11 transaction code to create my log object. I will select this lock object radio button, and I will give a name for my lock object which will start with EZ. I will start with SI, and for department I want to implement a lock object for my department column. So I will click on create button, and here I will pass the short description. So I'll give lock object for employee table. I will provide a short object. Click on save button, assign the package, wait a minute, ZSI, there is no one. I will go to AC10 to check the name of our package. Yes, now open this transport request. We will go to package, and I will copy the name of my package here. Click on save button, assign the package, and transport request will be 38. Click on OK button. Okay. Now go to lock parameter, go to the table section first, and here what you can see, first you are required to pass the name of your table. So I will pass the name of my table here, employee underscore tab, and you can see there is a lock mode, and in this lock mode we have a lot of values in the drop down box. And in this drop down, first three lock you can clearly see is shared lock, which is read lock, write lock, and then we have enhanced write lock. Also we have a lot of lock values, but out of this all the lock values, the most important are the first three, which will be asked from us in the interview. So what I am going to do here is I am going to select this write lock, and I will click on save button. I will assign the package and transport request. Now go to the lock parameter, and you can clearly see here whatever the primary key of your table, all those will be available in the lock parameter. So indirectly your lock is going to be applied on the primary key, and whatever the data you will be changing for that particular primary key, only that particular data will be locked and other users will not be able to change it. So I will activate my lock object. I will simply activate my lock object. I will click on activate button, and my lock object has been activated. Now, so this is all for this video. We have created our lock object, and in the next part we will see the implementation part, how we are going to see that multiple users will not be able to access it. So thank you very much for watching this video, and we will continue this in the next part.